What if the wars you see on the news, the political fights tearing societies apart, even the hatred between neighbors, are not accidents? What if they are carefully managed, fueled deliberately by a very powerful few to keep control? That system has a name. It's called oligarchy. This is the first in a special series of videos created to enlighten our followers and readers, to expose how oligarchic power works, how it shapes nations, how it manipulates people, and how it impacts your life every single day. Most people believe they live in a democracy. But ask yourself this: when was the last time a policy was passed because ordinary citizens demanded it, and not because a wealthy donor, a corporation, or an international lobby made it happen? And nay, what is oligarchy? Oligarchy means rule by the few, a tiny group of elites, people who may not appear on ballots, but always stand behind the curtains of power. They may be billionaires, banking dynasties, corporate executives, media barons, or political kingmakers. They operate through three main tools: money, influence, and control of information. With their wealth, they buy access. With their access, they buy influence. With their influence, they write the rules. And with their control of information, they make sure you never question the system. Historically, we saw this in ancient empires, where a handful of families owned the land, the armies, and the crown. Today it looks different, but the logic is the same. Instead of crowns, they wear corporate logos. Instead of armies, they use financial institutions. Instead of royal decrees, they use lobby groups and think tanks. The names have changed. The methods have evolved, but the outcome is the same: rule by the few over the many. Division as a weapon, 5 to 8. Oligarchs understand one simple truth: united people can overthrow empires. Divided people can be controlled forever. And so division becomes their most powerful weapon. They divide us by race. They divide us by religion. They divide us by class, by gender, by nationality. Every fault line in society becomes a tool of control. Look at the media. Day after day, headlines are designed to enrage. Television panels shout about culture wars, while ignoring the wars that actually shape the economy. Social media algorithms push the most divisive voices, not by mistake, but because division is profitable and because anger keeps us distracted. Every minute we spend fighting each other is a minute we do not spend asking why billionaires pay less in taxes than teachers, or why corporations pollute rivers without consequence, or why endless wars continue, even when the public wants peace. Division blinds us. It convinces us that our neighbor is the enemy, when the true enemy is the handful of elites who profit while society burns. War as a business model, 8-2. For the oligarchy, war is not tragedy. It is profit. Every conflict fills their pockets. Arms manufacturers sign billion-dollar contracts. Oil and energy corporations seize resources. Private contractors rebuild what wars destroy. The people pay in blood and suffering. The elites profit in silence. Think about it. The same corporations that lobby for foreign policy decisions are often the same ones selling weapons or drilling oil after the conflict ends. This is why wars rarely end cleanly. They drag on. They expand. They reappear in new regions. Because every bullet fired is money earned. Every destroyed city means another contract signed. From Iraq to Afghanistan, from Libya to Sudan, from Ukraine to Gaza, the pattern is clear. Wars are not only geopolitical struggles, they are business models. And the oligarchs sit at the top, counting the profits while humanity counts the graves. How they control nations, 11 to Fortune 10. In the United States, lobbying is a legal industry worth billions. Corporations and billionaires openly pay politicians to write laws in their favor. In the United Kingdom, private donors and hedge funds bankroll parties, and in return, they shape economic policy. And beyond national borders, international bodies like the IMF, the World Bank, and even the United Nations are shaped by the same forces. Poorer nations are trapped in debt cycles. They are told to privatize their industries, to sell off their resources, to open their markets to multinationals. This is not development. It is dependency. It is modern colonialism dressed up in the language of economics. The oligarchs don't need to send armies anymore. They use banks, they use trade agreements, they use debt as a weapon. And in every case, ordinary people pay the price. How they control the media, control the mind. In the West, a handful of billionaires own the majority of newspapers, TV channels, and radio stations. They decide which wars matter and which ones do not. They decide which politicians get airtime and which get buried. Think about the stories that dominate your news cycle. Are they chosen because they are the most important, or because they serve the interests of the powerful? Even social media, once thought of as free, is tightly controlled. Algorithms are adjusted to silence certain voices while amplifying others. And when independent journalists grow too loud, they are deplatformed, ridiculed, or ignored. The goal is simple: keep people divided, keep people distracted, and make sure the truth never threatens the system. How it affects your daily life. You may think this is all distant politics, but oligarchy shapes your life every day. It's in the rent you struggle to pay while investors buy up entire neighborhoods. It's in the rising cost of food, driven by speculation on global markets. It's in healthcare systems designed for profit, where the sick are customers, not people in need. It's in stagnant wages, pay skyrockets. It's in polluted air and water, because industries buy the politicians who should be protecting you. Even in elections, your choices are limited. The candidates may look different. They may speak in different tones. But behind them, the same donors pull the strings. This is not democracy. This is oligarchy wearing a democratic mask. The human cost, 18 to 19. The cost is measured in lives. Families separated by wars they never asked for. Communities poisoned by hate they never wanted. Children growing up in poverty, while billionaires send rockets into space for fun. Entire regions destabilized. The planet itself pushed toward collapse. All because the system rewards exploitation, not preservation. Why you should care and call to action, 19 to teeing. Oligarchy is not someone else's problem. It shapes your wages, your freedoms, your future. The oligarchy wants you angry at your neighbor. They want you divided by race, by class, by ideology. Because if you ever unite, if you ever see through the lies, the game ends. This video is only the beginning. It is the first in a series. In the coming episodes, we will expose how oligarchy manipulates the media, how it fuels endless wars, and how it turns entire nations into colonies of debt. Question the headlines. Follow the money. Support independent voices. Because an informed, united public is the one thing the oligarchy cannot control. This is episode 1 of the Right Narratives Oligarchy series. In the next episode, we will dig deeper into the most powerful weapon of all. Subscribe to The Right Narrative, share this video, and join us as we reveal the hidden systems shaping our world.